What's happening, people? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Messages in the Madness with ah yours truly, Vernon Longhorn Davis. Can y'all hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can hear me okay. Because or just type message loud and clear or something. Let me know that you can hear me because I don't know what's going on over there. Um, hey, everybody. But let me know that you can hear me. I have had some technical difficulties and I was not able to do some of my system checks because guess what? My grandson, Lil Horn, calls Papa. Okay, cool. Papa calls Papa 15 minutes before I'm supposed to start my show, telling me he's having computer problems. Can I help him? I'm like, y'all know what I did. I helped the grandson. So let's go through the list. Let's look into my magic mirror and see who do I see. Hey, Miss Nanette, how you doing? Yeah, glad you can make it. What's up, brother August? Great to see you. Hey, Marion, good to see you too. Elizabeth, thank you for joining us. Greatly appreciate y'all. Glad you're here. I missed y'all last week. Yes, I missed y'all last week. I was on the road with Will C. We were raising money for a veterans organization. I knew I wasn't going to get back in time. And a deer decided to total out my navigator. So it's been an interesting week so far. Got to make sure I do my shout outs. Birthdays this month. I got a list of them. Mine, for instance, yeah. And then my brother Ronald, God bless his soul. He, his birthday is November 16th. Then our new grandson, Basil, happy birthday, Mr. Basil. We have Alexander. I call him Alexander the Grape. That's my guy. And daughter Amy. Happy birthday, Miss Amy. And then I can't forget, his birthday was last month, but we didn't get it on the show. Our oldest boy, Tarek. Happy birthday to Tarek. As y'all can see, I kind of made some changes here. I've kind of pulled back a little bit. Just I don't know. I just thought I'd give it a shot. Hey, Miss Regina, good to see you as well. And let's see, Kansas City won today. Dallas won today. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So I ain't win no money because I ain't bet no money, but that's what it was and that's what it is. I'm just happy to be back. I know I'm talking kind of fast, but I'm happy to be back. I did miss you guys last week. Did you guys miss me? Tell me in the comments if you missed me last week. So tonight's message is called If You Take One Step. Yeah. If you take one step. That's the message tonight. That's the topic of the message. And let's see, what did I miss here? Somebody's typing stuff to me. Um, yes. Hey, baby sis. She says many blessed birthdays to celebrate. Yes, there was. I'm glad to see you, baby sis. Um, there are moments in life when you feel a pull towards something more. It's a whisper, a nudge, a quiet voice inside saying it's time. It might be a dream. It might be a dream you've been holding on to. Nope, not taking off my glasses. A goal, or you've been delaying, or purpose you tried to ignore. But no matter what you're reaching for, the journey always begins the same way. It does. Starts with one step. That first step might feel small, but it's powerful. It's you telling yourself and the world that you're willing to move forward even without a perfect plan. You might not know the whole path. You might not know every obstacle. You might not feel ready. But readiness doesn't create movement. Movement creates readiness. I'm going to say that again. Readiness doesn't create movement. Movement creates readiness. Hey, Miss Ethel, good to see you. But here's the part most people never talk about. The next step doesn't always show up right away. It doesn't. There's a space between steps, a quiet, uncomfortable stretching space that tests your patience and challenges you. And it challenges your belief in what you're chasing. It feels slow, and it does. It feels real slow. It feels awkward, and it can be lonely at times. It's where doubt creeps in. It's where comparisons show up. It's where you wonder why the journey seems faster for everyone else. Well, guess what? You not everyone else. Your journey is your journey. Hey, Miss Charlotte, I just thought about you. Glad to see you. Your journey is your journey. It's not anyone else's. And what we forget in this, excuse me, the space between your steps is where you're being prepared for what comes next. Yeah, the space between your steps is where you're being prepared for what comes next. Not each step, it's the space between those steps. That's kind of deep. That space is where discipline grows, where confidence builds, where purpose sharpens, where your character is formed. The step is movement. The space in between steps, that is development right in there. That's development. And to understand that truth, let me take you back to a moment in my life when I learned this lesson the hard way. But in the best way I possibly I could have learned it. I probably couldn't have learned it any other way. Hey, Roger, good to see you, buddy. You and Mr. Jaden, good to see y'all. So the first step back into comedy is where I'm gonna take y'all. When I first got back into comedy, because see, some of y'all know and some of y'all don't. If you read my book, then you know. I started first time I got on stage was in 1990 in Oxon Hill, Maryland, and then I got off stage in 1995 to raise my children. But when I came back into comedy, Miss Danette helped me to get back into comedy. She helped me to get back into comedy because see, I was looking for a part-time job. And she said, won't you do something for you? Won't you do something that you love to do? Won't you go back to your comedy? It didn't take much. It didn't take much to get me back involved, okay? So when I decided to get back into comedy, it felt like reuniting with an old friend. A buddy of mine owned a bar and asked if I wanted to run a weekly comedy show. That was like 3 months after I got back into the game. And that invitation was my first step. No analysis, no overthinking. I simply just said, yes, yeah, man, I want it. Let's do it. Let's go. Hey, Annette, good to see you too. The night of that first show, the place was packed, standing room only. The energy was tight, electric. I had comics ready. I had comics trying to get guest spots, and I was hosting. I was hosting my own very own show. Yeah. And I hosted it like I'd been on stage every night for years. Um, yeah. And Miss Nanette, she tells me the truth. She keeps me steady. She's a steady voice. She was in the audience. She came to the show that night. And after the show, we were heading home when I asked her, so what did you think? She smiled and said, you look like you were having a great time. You actually look like you were levitating. And I did. I had a great time. I did feel like I was late and levitating. It was my first show. It was packed out. It was people everywhere. It was amazing. Now, inside, I'm thinking, oh, yeah, she loved it. Yeah, she loved it. So I asked the real question, how was my performance? And in the gentlest way, only in a way that she could deliver, the only way she could actually tell me the truth is in her gentle way. She said, baby, have you ever considered maybe just marketing and producing shows? Yeah, she said that to my face. There are moments that crack your pride just enough to let growth in. That was one of those. Yeah, that was one of mine. But she wasn't tearing me down. She wasn't realizing, she was revealing something honest to me. You took the step. Now it's time to grow. So I made myself a promise. Hey, daughter, good to see you as well. And yes, baby sis. I was in Oxon Hill, Maryland, staying with mama. And that's another story. Mama put me out in a snowstorm with 57 cents in my pocket. We'll talk about that one at another time. But I made myself a promise that night. From that night, the promise I made, a real one, a lifetime one. I promised myself I would get better. Not just feel better, but be better doing my comedy. I wanted the next time she saw me perform to be different. I wanted her to look at me and see growth, see skill, see refinement, see the work behind the moment. I wanted her to witness me earn that standing ovation as a reflection of my evolution. And so I got to work. Yeah, not fast, not easy, not overnight, step by step. It was step by step. I studied, I wrote, I rewrote, I watched other performers, I attended other shows, I broke down timing and rhythm. I read books on comedy and other performers, studying their journeys, their structures, their beats, their philosophy, their rise. I even went to Germany 3 times to entertain the troops before she saw me perform again. I learned from the greats because I was running a comedy club downtown at one point in time for 2.5 years, and I was on stage almost every night for 2.5 years. And um, I was sitting at the feet of some of the greatest comics in the country. I learned from the terrible ones too. I learned what to do and I learned what not to do. Each book, each set, each joke, each silence, whoo. And to a comic, silence can be detrimental if you don't know how to handle it. But I learned how to handle the silence. I learned that the silence was people listening. Or I told a really you know the difference between when people are listening and when you tell a really bad joke and nobody laughs. Those are they feel very different. But I learned the difference. Those were all steps. Those were all steps, small steps, but they were steps that I had to take. I had to go through. I had to endure those. I had to take some quiet steps, some unseen steps, but they were steps that were necessary. And this is true in your life too. You have to take some steps and understand that those steps that you are taking, your progress is in between this step to this step. In between there's your progress. You may take a yoga class and you got this class that you did, and then you don't go back for another week. Well, you went back. So that was progress in between you doing this class, progress, next class, steps. So, and thank you, Miss Mary. You said, and you were great. Thank you. So the night it all came together. 15 years later, fast forward 15 years. After countless shows, lessons, failures, and breakthroughs, Miss Nanette came with me to a local performance. We was raising money out in O'Fallon, Missouri for tiny homes for veterans. The room was packed with more than 300 people. Big stage, big crowd, big energy. I even had Miss Carolyn was with us also. Now, some of y'all have seen me perform. Some of y'all have seen Longhorn with one horn, and some of y'all have seen Longhorn with both horns. Well, that night it was both horns. Yeah. Let me say this clearly because it matters. I had received, before this, I had received many standing ovations before that night. Some of y'all that's watching this tonight have seen me get a standing ovation and watch me cry like a little baby every time it happens because I'm appreciative. Those were more steps. My work was showing. My growth was showing. My presence had matured. But that particular night, That night was different. That night was special because, see, I didn't get one standing ovation. I didn't get two either. I got three. I got three that night in front of Mr. Ned. And she laughed open, loud, and unfiltered. The kind of laugh a comedian treasures. The kind of laugh that says, you've come a long way. She had been to other shows. She'd watched the evolution. She knew the journey. But that night was a crowning moment, a fulfillment of the promise I made to myself and the promise I made to her without even saying a word out loud. Yeah. One step, then another, then another. 15 years of movement. That moment wasn't luck, it was harvest. Yeah, it was harvest. So the lesson in it all of this, I'm going to pause right there. Miss Charlotte has seen me perform live. Brother August has seen me perform live. I remember the night my daughters saw me perform in Troy, Missouri at an American Legion, and we were, yeah, I'm not gonna get into that story. It was American Legion of VFW. Roger has seen me perform. And they don't realize the work that it took for me to get there, for them to see me at the time that they saw me, and the work that I had put in to be able to deliver the show that I did. Now, understand this message isn't all about me. I'm using it to illustrate that if you take one step, you have begun your journey, and then you keep taking steps. And in between each one of those steps is progress. Huh. Your first step reveals what you're starting. That's what that first step is. It reveals what you're starting. Your second step reveals where you're growing. And the space between steps reveals who you're becoming. I got a friend of mine that's getting ready to retire after an illustrious career. And there's steps to getting ready to retire. First, you got to get the job. Then you got to keep the job. That's the next step for XYZ number of years. And then you got to do the paperwork and tell them what day you're going to retire. And then that day comes. And then you retire. It's step, 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 step. And in between those steps, you had to do something to get ready for the next step. Yeah. Your first step reveals where you're starting. Your second step reveals where you're growing. And the space between steps reveals who you're becoming. You're not moving fast. You may not move loudly. You may not move publicly. But if you keep moving slowly, steadily, quietly, your moment will come. And you're right, August. Sometimes you have to step back to step forward. Yes, you did, baby sis. My baby sis came to me, and I used that picture for years. I'm not forgetting you, baby. I'll never forget you. When she came to me, I was in, oh God, where was we at? North Carolina? And I don't know if it was North Carolina or Georgia, but she came with me to the show and she took pictures, and I used that picture for a long time. And it was a picture of me with my head back, my hat on, head back on stage, and I'm laughing out loud because the crowd was laughing. I was having so much fun. I was floating, and my baby sis was there. So yeah, she got to see me. She was one of the first ones in the family to see me perform live. That was special. It was. It was really special to me. Um, there's some more of y'all that have seen me perform. And y'all looked at me a little different. Like I didn't even know that was there. Yep, it was a year before Mama passed. Oh, in North Carolina. Okay, it was at 2000. That's been 17 years ago. Wow. So, wow, time passes fast. But if you keep moving slowly, steadily, and quietly, your moment will come. Your steps will pay off. Your standing ovation moment, your full circle moment, your promise fulfilled moment, your all the steps were worth it moment. The steps don't have to be perfect, they just have to be yours. I'm going to use one of our family members, um, messages in the Madness family, as an example. They had a real bad flood at their place, and the place was beautiful from the pictures that I've seen. I have not been there, but the area and the pictures were beautiful. I mean, the area is beautiful from the pictures that I have seen. Now, they've had a very bad flood. There's going to take some steps to get that back to what it used to look like, if not better. And this time, when they finish it, it may be even better than what it was before the flood. But understand, the steps don't have to be perfect. They just have to be yours. Did you see me perform? You were there. Oh, that's right. You did see me in DC. Yeah, I forgot. I did a show in DC for the the GI Film Festival at the Naval Memorial. And my baby sis lives in DC, and yes, she was there. And she took she took a picture of me I used for a long time wearing a red shirt. So yeah, you don't forget nothing, do you, girl? So in closing tonight, y'all, do me a favor. I'm gonna ask y'all to do something for me tonight. If you've enjoyed the message tonight, can you type something in the chat for me tonight? We really need to increase the number of comments so that we can increase the reach of the show so that we can get more people to listen to the show. I love talking to y'all, but everything and everybody wants to grow, okay? So if you enjoyed the show, just type I enjoyed it, I learned something. Type something. I'd appreciate it. So let's close this out. So if you've been waiting to start something, stop waiting. Yeah, stop waiting. If you've been doubting yourself, stop doubting. Yeah, stop doubting yourself. Um, if you've been standing still because the path isn't clear, you don't need the whole path. Little boy, I will still beat you. I'm just talking to you. I'm talking to my son, Triz Davis, Vernon E. Davis III. Talking about your booty stink. There's something wrong with you. You need the next step. If you've been standing still because the path isn't clear, you don't need the whole path. You need the next step. And that step may be small, it may be quiet, it may be unimpressive to everyone else, but to your journey, it's everything. Let me tell y'all something about steps. And I did not quite grasp it because I'm slow. And Miss Nanette dresses me funny. My son, Triz Davis, I told y'all back on my birthday, he presented to me for my birthday his certificate of him graduating from a graduate level course in AI and machine learning. No, y'all put congratulations in there for him, okay? Just type it in there. Congrats, Trey. Now, I would talk to him We talk almost every day. And he was always telling me that he was studying. I never picked up on that he was studying this course. And they gave it to him on a scholarship at that. And then now they've given him a scholarship to go to college. So I'm very proud of him. But I thought he was studying, doing his own study on stock trading. But no, he was studying to complete this course, a graduate level course. And this ties right back into our message. If you take one step, and he took the steps, and he did it right in my face, and I did not realize what he was doing. It wasn't easy. It was very hard, from what I understand. But it was something that he wanted, so he took the steps. Here, guys, the truth is this. If you take one step, your next step will find you. And if you just keep stepping at your pace, not my pace, not their pace, at your pace, in your rhythm, you will one day stand in a moment that proves every single step was worth it. Every single step was worth it. I had a friend of mine that told me, I asked, I said, do you have any regrets in life? She said, nope, I don't regret nothing. Everything was worth it. And I still marvel at that. You're going to have some good days. You're going to have some bad days. You're going to have some hills to climb. I'm just, let me breathe for a second. But your time is coming, and every step was worth it. And when you stand on that mountaintop, that mountain that you climbed step by step, and you look back down, you're going to smile at yourself, and you're going to ask, what's the next mountain? Because this was definitely worth it. And that's my message for tonight, y'all. Y'all got anything for me in the comments before I get up out of here? I'm waiting. I'm looking. I'm being patient. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Ms. Brown said, I enjoyed the show. Good topic. Thank you. Ms. Nanette said, great message. Thank you. James says, always enjoy your message. Thank you. Ms. Marion, I've always enjoyed your messages. Thank you. Ms. Ethel said, enjoy. Thank you. See? And then my son, Jesus Christ. I can't not claim him, you know. Well, since y'all got nothing else for me, Alpha's a go. So I'm going to say what I always say. I love you. God loves you. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Take care of them kids. Give them a hug for me and respect our vets. This has been another episode of Messages in the Madness with yours truly, Vernon Longhorn Davis. And until next Sunday, God say the same. I will see y'all then. So God bless y'all, and $2.